It is not difficult to see 2009 as a turning point. The financial crisis has brought to center stage the scope and complexity of modern global challenges. We must respond with a different kind of thinking that will take us finally and firmly into the new millennium. We can no longer look at information in isolation. We cannot talk about an economic crisis, for instance, without acknowledging its long-term impact on health and education, even in far-flung rural areas. Likewise, when parents pull their young girls out of school, which often happens when times get tough, there will be serious impacts on a country's future economy. It is more important than ever to collate information across sectors to better understand these interrelationships. Technology makes it possible, and the future of development is at stake. World leaders have asked the United Nations system to provide them with early indications of how global shocks, like the economic crisis, are affecting the welfare of the poorest and most marginalized populations and countries.
The United Nations proposes to create a system in which data are collected real-time from new and existing sources, centralized and made available for the use of all the members of the international community.
Data will be collected and sent via increasingly innovative means. Information from all these sources will be collected and made available for use by all. The United Nations Secretary General will do his part by raising red flags when there are significant shifts in the welfare of the most vulnerable. The data provided by the Global Impact and Vulnerability Alert System will provide information allowing world leaders to make decisions more quickly. We live in a fast-moving world where every moment delayed has a cost. The importance of coherently conveying statistical information is now widely recognized. This is what the Global Impact and Vulnerability Alert System will do. We might look at the impact of the current economic crisis on a specific region. Two pieces of data get us started. Let's say first we see that in many developed countries, jobs have been lost, particularly jobs held by immigrants. Second, demand for commodities like copper and bauxite from developing countries also declines. Concentrating on regions where the flow of incoming money has decreased the most, we overlay other data. Are countries experiencing a drop in revenue? Are workers losing jobs here too, or are they forced to take up more precarious employment? Are parents pulling their children, especially girls, out of school? Are there changes in diet? Are people eating less? The combination of these data streams reveals especially troubled regions. It also becomes evident that some areas are managing the loss of outside income better than others. Why? We add in other factors. What capacity does the country have to respond? Are there social protection programs in place that will help families through difficult times? Is there consensus within society allowing for a quick response to crisis? The success certain areas have in dealing with a situation may suggest policies or programs likely to work in other more troubled areas. The process of bringing all this data together will allow for broader and better analysis faster. But of course, it is how we use it to help the most vulnerable that will most clearly prove the value of the system.
The United Nations is a vital source of information about the world's most vulnerable people. The global impact and vulnerability alert system represents a logical next step in our dedication to this goal. I'm convinced that this tool will be of tremendous use and value to the international community.